Someday we'll get paid for this.
Welcome back to Open Resources, the show about the food we eat and the environment it's grown in. I am Oskar Castro. On today's show, we have news about Nestle's attempt to patent nature, a controversial study linking GMOs with cancer has been pulled from a major science journal, and a new non-profit supermarket makes its debut in one of the poorest cities in the United States. So Nestle is at it again. This time they are trying to patent a natural cure-all that has been used in impoverished countries for over 1,000 years. Nigella sativa, more commonly known as fennel flower, has been used to treat everything from vomiting, fevers, and skin diseases, and has been written about in published studies in Egypt and Pakistan. But somehow, the plant's health benefits have been discovered, yet again, by Nestle scientists in 2011. Instead of creating an artificial substitute or fighting to make sure the remedy was widely available, Nestle is claiming to own the patent rights to the fennel flower and turn it into a costly private drug and gain the ability to sue anyone using it without Nestle's permission. Sound familiar? This is an old trick from the worst of the evil corporations out there. In 2011, they attempted to claim credit for using cow's milk as a laxative, despite the fact that it had been used that way in India for 1,000 years. As unethical as it gets, the Nestle Corporation is responsible for poisoning milk with melamine, getting their cocoa from child slave labor, starving babies in poor communities with watered-down formula, and stealing water from private citizens and communities. It won't be long before Nestle is trying to patent the air we breathe. In a stunning turn of events, the publishers for the journal Food and Chemical Toxicology have retracted a very controversial study by French researchers linking genetically modified corn to cancer in rats. Elsevier, the publisher of the journal, pulled the paper entitled Long-Term Toxicity of a Roundup Herbicide and a Roundup Tolerant Genetically Modified Maize, saying that the research sample used in the study was not large enough to allow for clear conclusions. Published in September of 2012, the study has received support from more than 160 scientists and 100 doctors and professors from around the world. Lead researcher Gilles Eric Seralini and his fellow authors called the retraction unacceptable, stating that neither fraud nor incorrect data nor intentional misrepresentation occurred in the study, which could have warranted such a bold move by the chief editor of the journal. Seralini, a professor of molecular biology and president of the science board for the Committee of Independent Research and Information on Genetic Engineering, has accused the journal of exercising double standards. Many believe that the journal caved into industry pressure from Monsanto. We expect to hear more about this as the controversy continues to unfold. In Chester, PA, residents have had to travel more than a few miles outside of the city in order to be able to purchase fresh produce and other groceries for many years. But all that changed with the recent opening of the city's first non-profit supermarket known as Fair and Square. Known for being one of the most poverty-stricken places in Pennsylvania, Chester, PA is cited as the second hungriest place in the entire United States. The city of more than 34,000 people has been designated a food desert by the USDA. With over 100 corner and convenience stores, takeout places, bars, and about 2 restaurants within the roughly 5 square miles of Chester's boundaries, the city had not one grocery store until a major effort led by the Philadelphia-based hunger relief organization Philabundance resulted in the newly opened non-profit supermarket. The store offers low-income shoppers free memberships, store credit equal to 7% of what they spend, and a service counter where customers can learn about and apply for federal food assistance programs. The store is now entering its 3rd month of operation. While there have been co-ops and other nonprofit markets that have opened in cities like Portland, Oregon, Fair and Square is the first nonprofit supermarket with already close to 5,000 members signed up. With nearly a third of Chester's residents living below the federal poverty line, this nonprofit model shows how fresh, healthy food can be accessible for all communities. That's the latest, my friends. Tune in again for more news about food and the environment in which food is grown with yours truly, Oskar Castro, at Open Resources, keeping it green since 2013.